Hello, my name is Halil. I had this operation with Dr. Ayman. It's a long history, of course. I broke my nose when I was 2 years old. At that time, of course, there's nothing to do about that. So I had a first operation, I guess 7 or 9. That was my first operation. So they tried to fix it a little bit to open the blockage, because when I grew up I still had a breathing problem, etc. So I was planning to have a second operation. I gave up basically. I said, okay, I'm not gonna have any more operation. I'll just leave it as it is and live with it. So after these 3 surgeries, I said, yeah, as I said, I gave up. But then I have always this problem, and one of my doctors told me, okay, you should take this seriously. It's a big problem, and it must be affecting your sleep and everything. So I started to slowly search a little bit. And I found out about Dr. Jaber, but he was also quite confident. He said, okay, we're gonna do this. It's gonna be 6 hours operation. I will take some part from here and I will reconstruct from scratch whole of your nose. I kept a little bit searching, and when before deciding, I said, okay, maybe I should see another doctor. So I searched again. I tried to find one of the best doctors in Jordan. I was also checking some other doctors in Europe, etc. So there were 2 doctors there. They both checked my nose, and both of them they said, okay, you need a rhinoplasty job. He said, I don't want to do it because there's one doctor that I know, and at the beginning I didn't tell him that I already saw Dr. Jaber. So he told me his name is Ayman Jaber, just go see him. And I told him, yeah, I already checked with him. Well, he said, okay, just don't worry about it and do the operation with him. And at that point in time, I decided to do the surgery with Dr. Jaber. The procedure, he told me, it's called rhinoplasty, and the 2 other doctors that I consulted, they told me immediately that's what I need to do. Which means it's a complete reshaping and reconstructuring of the nose. And because there wasn't sufficient material, let's say, on my nose, he said, we have to take some material from your bones from here, and then we reconstruct the nose from scratch. So it was just long, but it wasn't painful. Actually, after 1 day, I was quite okay. It went perfectly well. I had a small complication because I had other surgeries before, so I had some cuts already here, and because of that, and he needed to cut again, of course, and because of the repeated cuts, there was a risk that my skin cells over here would die. So he needed to intervene to prevent that from happening, which needed close care. So he had some people who he worked with and cooperated with, and they came, they checked every day with me. They put special lotions, etc., to make sure that these cells wouldn't die, because in that case it would mean another operation, which would be, I would be completely against to it. So he was very careful about that, and he made sure that that wouldn't happen, and like he needed special medication for that, so he get in touch with a medication company, I think, in Jordan. So he made sure that nothing happens and that the problem is solved. And yeah, nothing happened. So that was he was really closely following. They were coming every day. They were taking photos. He was checking the photos. So it was a very close follow-up. For him, I guess, I'm just guessing, he must be doing a lot of operations, but my case was quite a special case, I guess, and maybe to some extent a good challenge for him. So he was really passionate about my surgery. I was able to see in his eyes and his reactions, and that's also one of the reasons that I trusted him, of course. So definitely, without any doubt, I would recommend him to anyone. And I'm completely satisfied. My breathing completely changed, as well as the shape. It improved incredibly. So I'm so happy, yes.